Some of you gone so far down there, you done got to the point now where you believe the Bible tell you that you can marry 2 men and 2 women. Yeah, I said it. Y'all ain't gonna say it. To be a friend of this world is to be an enemy of God. And guess what? I love y'all to death, but I'd rather be on God's side than on y'all's side. Y'all ain't got no power. Y'all can't heal me when I'm sick. Y'all can't heal my children. Y'all can't bless me financially. Y'all can't take me to heaven. God can. I'd rather be in his corner than in your corner. So if it makes you mad for me to tell you the truth, so be it. But I'm gonna tell you something. You must be born again. How do you get to be born again? Here it comes. You ready for this? I'm gonna knock it out the park. You are born again by 5. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 simple steps of living faith. Unless you receive these 5 things in the life of Jesus by faith, living faith, you are not born again. But if you do receive it by living faith, not with your mind, because it don't make no sense, not with your heart, because Lord knows your emotions go crazy. You got to receive this by living faith, not dead faith. We're going to touch that too. To be born again, you got to believe. You got to have faith in 5 things about Jesus. Number 1, you got to believe by faith in the virgin birth of Jesus Christ. Number 2, you got to believe at least from 12 years old, we find in the book of Luke, that Jesus Christ kept the 10 commandments of God from 12 years old in that temple when he had to tell his mama and his stepdaddy, why was y'all looking for me? Did you know I must be about my Father's business? From 12 years old. Satan was on his ass every day of his life trying to get him to break one of them 10. Oh, hell, most of y'all don't even know what the 10 commandments is, do you? Lord have mercy. I'm going to have to do, oh, Lord. Number 3, you must by faith receive this fact. And this is historically proven. It was written by Suetonius, the Roman writer. It was written by Josephus, bless his soul. It was written by Tacitus. These are facts, historical facts, that if you get off your butt instead of Googling up how to play poker on the internet, why don't you Google up early Rome and the early history of the church, what really happened. Find out who Justin the Martyr was. But let's go further. Living faith in the virgin birth of Jesus Christ, living in faith in the fact that he kept the 10 commandments from 12 years old till he hung on that cross at the age of 30, 33. Number 3, historically proven that Jesus Christ was crucified on a Roman cross on the Mount of Calvary under the governorship of Pontius Pilate. It's in the history book, y'all. If you don't believe me, go read Roman history. Number 4, you got to believe by faith, living faith, that he was taken from that cross and he was buried in the earth. And he stayed there for 3 days, 72 hours. On the 3rd day, he rose from the dead. I witnessed by the apostles and one that can't nobody deny. St. Paul of Tarsus. If you can't believe nothing about Jesus, go to a library, get in Google, and read about St. Paul. His life has been totally, historically documented. This is the man that Jesus Christ chose to architect his church. His writings go from Romans, oh my goodness, especially Corinthians 1 and 2, Thessalonians 1 and 2. These were the earliest writings of the Christian church. And number 5, you must believe this by faith, that he ascended into heaven and that he is sitting at the right hand of God at this very moment. Matter of fact, not only is he sitting at the right hand of God, but he's sitting at the right hand of God enjoying the hell out of this sermon that I'm preaching here this morning. Well, that got you, didn't it? Well, I'll tell you what, I ain't no shame in my game. He the one sent me to God, and God told me to tell you. I'm going to say it again. In order to be born again, you must have 5 points of living faith in Jesus Christ. You got to believe in the virgin birth. You got to believe that he kept the 10 commandments from the age of 12 to death on that cross. You got to believe that under the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, it has been historically documented that he was crucified on a Roman cross on the Mount of Calvary, and that he died on that cross. Those Roman soldiers had to testify that man was dead, and they did so. And that he was buried, stayed buried for 3 days, rose from the dead on the 3rd day, and it was eyewitnessed by the apostles, and most of all, by Paul of Tarsus. And number 5 again, he ascended into heaven and sitting at the right hand of God the Father now. And he said this, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Ain't no man or woman can go to God unless they come through me. Now, unless you receive that by faith, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Believe that Mary laid down that night. Mary laid down that night, got up that next morning, she was pregnant. Ain't no man touched her. You got to believe that that young man at 12 years old, all the way to the age of 30, 31, 32, 33, never broke a single commandment of God. Not one. You got to believe that he was crucified by Roman soldiers under Pontius Pilate on the Mount of Calvary until he died on that cross, buried, raised 3 days later, eyewitness by the apostles and Paul, and rose into heaven and sat at God's right hand right now. I said you got to receive it by living faith. How many of y'all out there lying to yourself right now talking about, I believe that? No, you don't. You don't believe it worth a damn. You don't believe it worth a damn. I didn't say believe it. I said you receive it with living faith. Now let's talk about what Jesus' brother James said. If y'all got a Bible in here, if I ain't lost you, any one of you got a Bible, put it over there on St. James chapter 2. When James talked about breaking the commandments, if you break one, you break them all. But he talked about something else, starting in James chapter 2, verse 17. Faith without works is dead. Show me your faith without works, and I'll show you my faith by works. As the body without the spirit is dead, even so faith without works is dead. You got to think like you believe them 5 points. You got to speak like you believe them 5 points. You got to act like you believe them 5 points. In other words, you got to think like you believe Jesus is sitting at the right hand of God. Think like it, speak like it, act like it. But do you? You got to believe that he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you read your Bible, instead of letting people tell you what to think, it said that all Jesus did was went around doing good and healing people. Then what the hell is you sick for? Why are you sick if you're a child of God? Yeah, I said it. I said it. Somebody had to say it. All Jesus ever did was heal people. Took devils out of people. Oh, money? The man showed you that he can make a way without you even having money. Ask them folks he fed that bread and fish with 2 times. And I'm going to tell you something else now. I'm going to really make you mad in closing. That night sitting at that table just before he had to get up and go demonstrate his faith, he said this. St. John chapter 14, starting at verse 12. Not the preacher. Jesus said this. Whosoever believeth in me, not only will he do the works that I do, but greater works than these that he will do. Because I go back to the Father. He told us at the Sermon on the Mount, talking to us. He wasn't talking to the sinners. He wasn't talking to the make-believe. He was talking to his followers. He wasn't talking to the Christians. He was talking to the followers, his followers. He was talking to his disciples. He was talking to people that believe in him. You know what he said to us, y'all? He said that you are the salt of the earth. But if you lose your flavor, what are you worth? What are you good for but to be thrown out and cast under the foot of men? When people at your job, people at your home, people at your office, people at the service station, people in the supermarket hear you talking the same negative thing they talking, you done lost yourself, baby. When you see things going on in this world that's wrong and you know it's wrong and you won't even open your mouth, you done lost yourself, baby. He said that we are the light of this world. He up there with God, said that God's right here right now. He expects us to be the little light down here. He said, you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill can't be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it on a basket, but on a candlestick. And they let their light so shine that everybody in the house can see it. He said, let your light so shine that men, they can see your good works and glorify, not Jesus, but glorify your Father who is in heaven. Are you letting your light shine? Do you know you're salt? Do you know you're supposed to make a difference, change things? Or, as I said, are you worried about your rent, your mortgage, your kids, your spouse, your job? How you gonna live? Is that what Satan got you caught up in? I'm gonna leave you right now with the words of Jesus Christ, the prophet, the preacher, and the Son of the living God. Matthew chapter 24. You're gonna remember this is easy. Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. 24. Matthew, Jesus said, there will come a time when Satan, if it was possible, would almost fool the very elect. Folks, that time is now. When you see a man or woman of God stand before two men and say, I now pronounce you man and man. When you see a man or woman stand before two people holding the Bible and say to two women, I now pronounce you husband and husband. These people have been given over to a reprobate mind that Paul talked about in Romans. We're living in that time. There's your fig tree. When you see all these things, now is the time for the children of God to stand up. You ain't got to go fighting nobody. You ain't got to go trying to change nobody. But every chance you get, tell somebody about Jesus. His last words in the book of Revelation was, whoever is holy, let him stay holy. Whoever is wicked, let him stay wicked. You know what I'm saying? It ain't our business to change nobody. Just tell them about Jesus as the Holy Spirit leads you. But you must be born again. Living faith, dead faith. The 5 points of living faith in Jesus. Our religion is founded on miracles. Did you know that? Our belief in Jesus Christ, the very first step in it, was a miracle, the virgin birth. So why are you so shocked that God can do anything for you? Oh my. You must be born again. When I speak with you again, I'm going to tackle something that don't nobody want to talk about, but oh, I like it. Because I'm dead on. I'm on the leader. The next time we speak, by the grace of God, we shall discuss Satan. Yeah, buddy. That old dragon. That old serpent. The one that has deceived the whole world. I ain't scared of him, folk. I'm going to tell you about him. Tune in. Now, my CEO is going to forward to you the necessary information to contact us. I am available for sermons, lectures, classes, and private tutoring. For those of y'all that be ashamed to be seen, I also do private tutoring. Thank you very much. And know that I've been blessed just to tell you. What you do with it, I really don't care. Thank you.